I'm very, very pleased and excited now to introduce you to our next presentation, which is going to be delivered by our mobile partners from Google. So we are lucky enough today to have 3 representatives from the Google mobile search team. Did I get that right? Which is really exciting because, as most of you know, Marcel Media is first and foremost in the search business. We are excited about all things related to search, and we are particularly excited and thrilled about all of the things going on with Google Mobile and search. So I'm going to turn it over now to our wonderful Google Mobile team. It is a pleasure to introduce Matt, Savita, and Jeannie from Google, and I'm going to turn it over to them to talk about the huge rise in mobile at Google.
So today we're going to talk to you about really high level. We're not going to go too deep into the weeds because that can take a while. So what we would like to do is talk about mobile market trends, consumer behavior. There's a lot of shifts going on right now. Tons of devices out there, not only in the mobile space, but obviously in tablet. And then also talk about mobile best practices. So once we talk about the high level, once we know about these market trends, what are the consumers doing? How do you then put that into practice? Right? And again, we're going to have some, like about 10, 15 minutes at the end for questions. So if there's something you need to know right away, feel free. But otherwise, we can answer at the end. So this was 2007, right? This is when the first iPhone came out. And 4.5 years later, we are here. And this doesn't even sum up half of the devices that are in the marketplace, actually. So by the end of this year, actually over half of Americans will have smartphones. I don't think that's any surprise, right? You have all the like Sprint and all the carriers, they're all putting out the mobile smartphones, right? So that's what's going to be in the space. Also, if we're looking at who are these mobile web users, this is a very general high-level snapshot of US 13+. So this, I'm not going to use the pointer so we don't get into those problems, but this obviously comes of no surprise, right? The 2 things that really stand out here are that this number right here. So actually over 30% have household incomes of over $100,000. Also, you see over here in the lower right-hand corner, 35 to 44-year-olds. So they're actually leading the charge when it comes to mobile web past the 18 to 24-year-olds that are right here. So that actually was kind of shocking to see. I think a lot of people, when they think mobile, it's that 18 to 24, maybe 26 age group. But I think a lot of that has to do with the, all the you-can-eat mobile plans. If you're going to be using your mobile web browser, you're going to have to pay a little bit more, right? So the 13 to 17-year-olds, they're using the text plans. They're not really using the mobile web plans. Also, mobile is the new black. So what we're seeing here is actually mobile internet users are going to surpass desktop. So very, very important to be thinking about your mobile strategy now. This says it's going to hit around sometime in 2013, but actually we're going to see that probably a little bit before that. Mobile queries are growing about 30% quarter over quarter. So depending on what area you are in, it's very important to understand what percentage of your consumers are using their mobile phones. So what is happening? Why is smartphone adoption so, why is everything happening so quickly, so fast? Well, there's a couple of different forces that are coming together. So right now we have the OEMs. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. OEMs, they're supplying that market, right? They're pushing all these smartphones into the space. You won't be able to get a feature phone probably in another year, possibly, but we'll see about that. And then the free bundled promotions, right? You can get the 3S, I think right now, the iPhone 3S for, was it like $99 or something like that, all in. So pretty good deals going on right now that are feeding those habits. Also better networks. So I don't know about you, but the networks aren't that great still for me. Like I want it to perform just as good as my desktop, but it's still not there. And I get so frustrated when my phone doesn't work. When the desktop doesn't work, I'm like, it's okay. But when my phone doesn't work, it drives me crazy. And then lastly, people are becoming addicted. There was an article today on Mashable that was talking about how 60% of college-age students who have their phones have a habit, right? And they're they're actually affected by this habit of using their cell phones. Well, I don't even think it's just those college-age students. It's also, those that are out in the workforce, right? So it's really impacting everybody. It's that daily habit, and we have to have it. We crave it. So going on to tablets, we really, really want to make sure that we don't forget about tablets. Tablets are just taking off like crazy. And this is a great chart here that shows that you have these are all the top laptop notebook producers in the space. This is a worldwide stat. This is Apple here, all the way down. This is when they're included with the notebooks. As soon as you add in their tablets, it skyrockets past all of the other producers in the space. So really, really important. We're finding that people are using tablets, and Matt's going to go a little bit more into tablets later, but they're using it for shopping. They're high conversion rates on tablets. This is a great slide. This shows you just how fierce that market is right now for tablets. This is from September of this year, and those are all the tablet releases that came out in September alone. Okay, so I wish I had October up here too, because we're getting ready for Black Friday. But I think this is obviously going to be the hottest gift of the season. So tablet queries and tablet traffic is kind of a small percentage right now. But after the holidays, it's just going to skyrocket. So we're preparing for that at Google right now, and have been for the last couple months, and are going to be coming out with more and more information in this space. So what's on the horizon? So we talked about mobile, right? We all know that mobile's here and it's here to stay. Talked about tablets. But what else is fun that's happening? I don't know if any of you have been shopping at Macy's lately, but we actually have the Google Wallet on all of the counters. So when you go to purchase, it says purchase with your phone. So you can just hold your phone up, you tap, and you pay. And that is NFC technology. And if you don't know what NFC is, that's near field communications. So, oops, I put my phone down. So the Sprint Nexus S, that phone has an NFC chip in it that allows you to go up and pay if you have your Google Wallet downloaded. So you're going to see more and more of that. We have a lot of competition out there. Google Wallet is not the only mobile payment system out there. Visa, American Express, they all have them. And I think with, by 2014, half of your cell phones will have that NFC technology, which will then allow for more of the things that you see at the bottom here. Everything's going to be on your phone, your coupons, your loyalty cards. Hopefully we're going to get to the point where not only can you buy or actually fill out for your credit card on your mobile phone, but you won't need to get the credit card in your mail, right? You can just pop it right into your Google Wallet virtually on your phone. So that's where we're going. Catalogs are already out there. And then lastly, the right-hand corner, it's kind of hard to see, but what that is that's a woman doing her grocery shopping through a vending machine. She's just going up to what she wants, paying for it. I think that's in Korea, paying for it, and then she walks away with her groceries. So payments, shopping, all definitely going to make a lot of advances in the next probably 2 to 3 years. Okay. And next I'm going to hand it over actually to Savita. So we want to kind of liven this up a little bit, and we're going to have a little quiz here. Savita, do you want to take it on?
Hi, everyone. So we have a little quiz, 2 questions we're going to ask, and whoever guesses the answers correctly will get a little Android tote bag filled with some goodies. So Google recently did a study called the Mobile Movement, where we had a focus group of people and we asked them various questions about how they use their mobile phone in their day-to-day. So out of all these categories, beer, chocolate, Super Bowl tickets, high heels, and cable. So my first question is, what did people say of these categories they would most likely give up to have their smartphone with them, to keep their smartphone? I think you were first, raising your hand right here. Beer? Any other guesses? Okay, back there, just to kind of hear what you guys think. Chocolate? Okay. So the correct answer is actually beer. So 43% for
They're
beer.
Crazy. Here we go.
And then last question here. What do you think people would least give up for their smartphone? Wow, I think.
I know.
What? Any other guesses? Chocolate? Okay. I didn't catch who said
I think this lady.
cable first, but yes, the answer is cable. So chocolate was 36%, Super Bowl tickets 34%, high heels 26%, and then cable with 20%. I was actually surprised high heels was that high up there, but so good job. And we'll have a little, some prizes to give away at the end with some questions. So thanks, guys.
Hello again, everyone. It's been so long since I've seen you last. I'm going to do my best Ryan Seacrest impression with the wireless mic here. I want to keep it engaged as well, so humor me for a sec. Can everyone just raise their cell phone real quick? Keep it in the air. Don't raise it too high because then it gets painful, but just like right here. Wow. So that's pretty much 100% of the people in the room. Keep it up, just not too high so you don't hurt your arm. It's about 100% of the people. So if you have an iPhone, put it down. So it's like 50, 60%. Android phone, put it down. About 20, 30. And then there's a couple more of those Blackberries. Put those down. And then we have one more. What is that phone? It's not smart. We have a feature phone. We have one feature phone. Any other feature phones? Two feature phones. Oh, we have a couple feature phones. So that's actually kind of along the breakout for this type of room. I think what's more interesting to me is how fast everyone was just able to take their phone and go, whoosh.
Yeah.
It's like an extension of your arm, right? Like it took you guys a second to put up your mobile phone. So I think that's a really interesting kind of change in how people are, connecting to the world. Everyone's got their mobile device on them at all times. Another big change is this picture. It's a little dark up there, but this is not my apartment, but it basically could be. We don't have a game system, but that could be me and my wife sitting there with television, computer, smartphone, tablet. We do have all of those things, and we will use them all at the same time. So I think we're seeing that more and more. I'm sure a lot of you guys have a similar type of situation. An interesting thing for me about usage, I go to my Oracle for media and platform usage, which is my dog. His name is Mo. He's a black lab. And dogs are actually really perceptive about things. So, for example, when my television is on, it's kind of always on in my house. So he doesn't really react because I could be leaving, which makes him sad, or I could be staying and paying attention to him. He doesn't, so he doesn't react. When my smartphone's out, he's not too happy because he knows I'm either on a call, not going to be able to pay attention to him, or just messing around. Same thing for when my laptop is out. He knows I'm working typically, can't pay attention, so he just kind of sleeps. The interesting thing is what he's now doing when I take my tablet out, which is the newest device I have. When I take my tablet device out, he goes bonkers because he knows that when I have my tablet out, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be sitting back on the couch, maybe shopping, maybe surfing, maybe playing a game. But he knows that if he comes up to me, all of those things, I'll put the tablet down and I'll play with him, or I'll give him a treat. So it's interesting to see kind of how he's adjusted to a new form of media in my life. It's interesting, too, because we actually see that across the board, about over 70% of people, when they're on their phones, now have another form of media out. So it's not surprising to see this guy with a phone, a computer, and the TV on. That's actually very, very common. And the three main platforms are complementary. You can see here that people are still using their PC as kind of the admin workhorse for work and really detailed tasks. Tablets we're seeing really as kind of the couch companion. We did a lot of research at Google for our tablet search interface, and one of the things we found that was interesting was our engineers said it's a lean back device. And I thought they were talking figuratively, right? Like lean back? No, they actually meant literally. They found that people were leaning back when they were using their tablets because they're either on the train in the morning, or they're traveling, or they're at home at night on their couch. So that was an interesting learning. And then mobile is also, has its own segment in your life. It's your constant companion. You always have your mobile phone on you. And what we see is these are complementary in terms of when you use them and the kind of the use cases you use them for. you're using all of them, most people, or that's growing for sure, but you use them in different ways, and you use them in different times over the day. So for your desktop, you're using that most during work hours, and then at night it really tails off, because then at night you use your cell phone more and you use your tablet more. So the takeaway there is it's really important as these platforms continue to adapt for you guys to cover all three and have strategies and use cases for each one.